Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia and this is TransurfingTV. And today I'm going to give you a little healthy dose of my nihilistic philosophy that I like to adhere to. I actually gained some inspiration for this lesson today off of another podcast that I really enjoy that is all about nihilistic philosophy. And I know that when I do these videos, I get a little bit challenged by others sometimes. Like, how can you believe in nihilism and then also reality transurfing? And I know this is kind of an interesting fusion of philosophy, but it really helps me to feel as though I have a blank canvas, a blank slate to work from, right? Nihilism really helps me to lower my levels of importance and also to view reality and life as sort of meaningless. And then I am the one that gets to decide the meaning, right? There is no programmed meaning from my external environment. It is a complete blank canvas, a blank slate, and then I get to come to that canvas with my paintbrush, which is reality transurfing, and paint the picture that I want to see, the reality that I want to experience. Before I get started though, remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me to enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers, Reality 2.0 on Teachable. Link below, check it out, and join us on Facebook, subscribe, do all that good stuff. So this lesson is again inspired by another podcast that I listen to, but also inspired by a comment that somebody left on my Instagram account. I put a post up a couple of days ago talking about something that Vadim says in the book. It's in the chapter about the induced transition, and it's talking about those that focus on catastrophe or, you know, events in the world that are bad, pandemic, all that kind of stuff. And that if you choose to focus on that stuff, your likelihood of you being involved in something like that go up exponentially, right? And those that completely tune out of that version of reality, the likelihood of them being involved in a, you know, catastrophic event or something like that go down exponentially. So I made this post and somebody commented, your thoughts or accepting or ignoring catastrophic event have absolutely nothing to do with being involved in a catastrophic event. This is reality, and that's the facts, and you need to like get real or something like that. And this I love when people try to step to this and be like, hey, I know what's up. What you believe is wrong. I know the right version of reality. This is the fact. And what you believe is wrong and I'm right. And this always cracks me up. And I usually just laugh or ignore it, or I say, yes, you're right, right? Because remember, Vadim Zeland says it in the book, and this is really such a powerful statement. If you're able to grasp one single statement alone, only in the transurfing modality that has the potential to completely change everything about the way that you view the world, is the statement that there is evidence to support all theories. So in this person's response to my Instagram post, this is her theory, right? That what I said is bullshit. She knows the right way, and my version of reality is wrong, right? This is her theory, and this theory is true for her, right? This theory is true for her. My theory that if I completely tune out of catastrophe, that my likelihood of experiencing it goes down exponentially. this is true for me. And I am going to, in fact, experience this version of reality that I've created, this theory that I've created. I'm going to experience this version of reality. She is going to experience her version of reality. So arguing truth, right? Arguing truth is completely futile in the transurfing modality. It is pointless. It is energetically inefficient, and it gets you absolutely nowhere. There is evidence to support all theories. Now it's about which theory you want to create for yourself in your reality, period. And whatever theory you choose, that theory will materialize. What you are experiencing right now, the place that you are currently in your life, watching this video, this is simply your past theories materializing into the present moment. So where you live, what kind of relationship you're in, money in the bank, your professional life, your worldview, your mindset, how happy you are with your layer of reality. All this stuff that you're experiencing right in this moment is a materialization of theories that you have created for yourself in your life, that you have gathered information, material, and evidence to support from your external environment. So why it helps to adopt this then, that there is no truth, right? Really, really diving into this idea that there is evidence to support all theories, therefore no theory in itself is absolutely true. So this is you staying open. This is you staying open, and this is you keeping yourself in a place where you can consistently continue to merge with ideas where you are going to benefit or you are going to gain insights, and you are not going to get yourself into a position where you are closed off from any information or insights because you feel you know the truth right now, and that's absolute. So the truth in the Webster's dictionary, or the definition of truth in the Webster's dictionary, is that which is true or in accordance with fact or reality. So the cool thing is, reality is subjective, right? Reality is simply our experience of it, nothing more. There is no universal reality. There is no two people on this planet experience reality exactly the same. We are all experiencing our own interpretation of reality. So saying that something is true or fact, what is fact, right? What really is fact? Now I could say that, this book is rectangular shape, and we would all collectively, for the most part, agree that this book is rectangular shape because this is an idea that we've collectively agreed on, right? That these shapes exist, and I doubt anyone would say that this is not fact, that this book is not rectangular. But saying that any sort of philosophy in either direction is fact, or saying that a political party is right and the other one is wrong, that's not fact, because the other half of the people that believe in that other political party, they also have their ideas about that version of reality as well, right? So everything is sort of subjective. Now I know this sounds like a little bit of a rant, but I'm going to tell you exactly why this is really pertinent in gaining this sense of there being no truth, why this is really pertinent to you creating your own reality. So when this person says that to me the other day on Instagram, I know the truth, and this is the way reality is, and I'm right and you're wrong. Essentially what happens when a person does that is they block themselves off from any incoming information or evidence to support any other types of theories, right? They are saying, I know what's up, I am right, and this is really just the will and ego and, some parts of the lower self that need to feel as though they've got control of the situation, and it really doesn't benefit the individual at all that's taking this stance, because again, any information, incoming theories about something being different than how that person is experiencing reality, all of that stuff hits kind of like a force field and just gets rejected, right? Because the person is closed off. I know the way, I'm right, you're wrong, and any new information is not welcome here. Now, this is, and I used to do this too, and I'm sure we've all done this, so we can all sort of relate to this, and maybe you're doing it right now, doing this thing where you are feeling as though you got it all figured out. So doing that, I've got it all figured out, again, closes you off to new stuff that may help you to adapt into a new theory that better suits you and your intentions. So me up here, I know nothing, right? I know nothing. There is no truth. Life is meaningless except for the meaning that I assign. This keeps me in a state where I am very, very, very open to new information. And Vadim Zeland talks about this in the book and also in the 78 Days of Practical Transurfing, that a person that is able to accept new information, so this could come in the form of like advice or somebody saying that they've got an idea of how you could accomplish something, all this openness of being able to really grab onto the idea that there's evidence to support all theories, there is no truth, and reality subjective. Everyone is entitled to believe their own version of reality, and you are a blank slate, an empty canvas. This is going to allow outer intention to penetrate into your layer of reality a lot easier, because you are not putting up any resistance, right? You are saying, world, here I am, I'm open, and anything that you have for me is going to aid in me, in me climbing up to those higher versions of reality and improving my trajectory in experiencing a higher version of reality. So remembering that there are facts, right? And then there are theories. And your theory or somebody else's theory is simply true for you or them. And it's about you relaxing into this idea that there are an infinite number of theories that are available to you, right? Lifelines, versions of reality that are available to you. And keeping yourself open to information is absolutely ideal. This is absolutely ideal. Doing this, I know the truth. I know the right way. What you're doing is the wrong way. I've got it figured out. You don't. All that kind of stuff. This is you simply putting a force field around yourself where you are not able to absorb any new information or paths to variations of reality that might suit you and your intentions better. I know this one's a little bit out there, but try to really merge with this idea a little bit more today and see how immersing yourself in this idea that there is no truth, that you don't have it figured out, that you know nothing. And I know this is like, God, I don't want to undermine myself here, right? But this is so you can stay open. I know nothing. I am going to accept whatever information comes in my direction, and this is going to keep me in an optimal state where I am able to access more information that I can then take to help in creating my own reality, if that makes sense. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Definitely curious to hear your thoughts. And are you doing this? Or are you doing this? And how is this working for you? Or how is that working for you? I definitely know which version I am, and it is my intention to stay in this space and really not do this, because nothing positive comes from this, right? So remember, like this video, comment below, and thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.